Live now. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Vape Talk UK episode 99. Looming.
The one with the chopper.
You what?
No, I was just talking about choppers.
I don't understand. What does that mean?
Teeth. Carry on.
Oh yeah, I got some very white teeth. I look like I've had my teeth done, don't I? Look.
Just don't bite.
Yeah. I look like I've had my teeth done, don't I? Yeah.
Big fucking fish. Big fish.
I haven't had my teeth
I'm
done.
going fishing up
I look like I've had my teeth done. I don't know why. This camera, for some reason, makes my teeth look white. Ah!
You know what? I really hope that YouTube picks that up as the photo for the show.
That would be fucking amazing. I would be so happy. You've got too much tash. You can't do it. You can't get your gums out enough because you've got too much tash to hide them. So, coming up on tonight's show, ladies and gentlemen, we've got lots and lots of news because it's been a fucking busy week for a change. Hasn't it been a busy week?
It's been an absolute shitstorm of a week, hasn't it?
But before we go into all of that, we've got to do the usual weekly thing of what they're vaping on. So I'm going to turn it over to the Grumpy Vapor. Sorry, I work at a coffee shop 2 days a week called the Grumpy Baker, and I keep saying the Grumpy Baker and the Grumpy Vapor.
All right.
It's really fucking annoying. But you are quite good at baking as well, aren't you?
The Grumpy Caper, let's call me. I'm all right at baking. I'm more better at savoury. I'm better at savoury. I don't really appreciate the science of baking so much.
Yeah,
it's not free-form enough for me.
To be fair, whenever you post food photos, Damon, I always tend to get hungry because you like your Asian food, don't you?
I do. I love Southeast Asian foods, yeah. So I do take food porn shots now and again. What am I vaping on? How are you anyway, Stu?
I'm fucking great. I'm having such a good week. I've been busy as fuck this week. With lots of
man. I have as well. You know, I got accused of being a bully at the weekend. A bully of two female women.
I'm a fucking bully boy.
Yeah, stop bullying people.
I know. I'm going to stop bullying people. It's been a stressful week. It's been a stressful weekend anyway. But the rest of it's been all right. I'm vaping. Do you know what? I've gone back to the Griffin Maxi XL Plus Large, whatever it's called. I'm tank wanking because I've been doing a lot of dripping recently. So I've gone back to that on the Minikin V2 with some new juice that got sent to me today. Some Nick Shot juice, Zero Nick with 18 milligram Nick shots, hazelnut cream from Dripping Junkies. Is just absolutely incredible, and I've forgot their names. So I'm gonna Paul, Dan, and Chris from Dripping Junkies. They also do. Hang on, Wise Guys. You might have seen these around a bit. Seen this brand?
Them, yeah.
I haven't, but I love that branding.
Yeah, I love the branding as well. Yeah. The branding on all the bottles is really nice. You know, it's pretty cool. But this hazelnut cream and then this coconut macaroon, which I think is a flavour that we don't see enough of. These two have absolutely blown me away. Absolutely blown me away with how good they are.
Who are these? Dripping Junkies, though?
Dripping Junkies, yeah. So, yeah.
What's the flavour profiles in those, then?
Kind of desserty, Dripping Junkies, a couple of milkshakes. As I said, coconut macaroon and hazelnut cream. This hazelnut cream is just absolutely stellar. And then Bada Bing from Wise Guys is what is it? It's an ice cream with hazelnut biscuits, hazelnut cookies, cookie dough ice cream with hazelnut cookies and butterscotch sauce.
Oh,
are you reading the flavour card, man?
No. Well, I wouldn't have been able to pin them out myself. No, that's true, actually, Tom. The cookies in there is really pronounced. There's no colada in there, so it's not a real ice cream to me. But bloody hell, these flavours have just come out of the blue, and they're all Nick shots. So I've just got it's easy, isn't it? It's
loving it.
Chucking it.
Loving the Nick Shot life.
The only downside is the waste. You know, the packaging that you can see.
Yeah. But then, you know, I suppose buying 6 10ml bottles and emptying it into a 60 is worse.
That's exactly what Dan said earlier on, actually, from Dripping Junkies. He said exactly the same thing, and it's true. So, yeah, I'm vaping on that. I'm vaping on the Endless Clean as well with the Druga, which I've got in for review. Anyone had a bit of that yet? A Kruger, yeah, mate. Have you seen anything about this?
I had who was it? Lee Whitaker from VIP Vapors was in our shop last week, and he was saying that thing is absolutely fucking killer for its price point.
That's where I got it from, actually. I got it from VIP Vapors, so thank you, Lee, for getting that over safely. It's got an Ultim drip tip on it, which is pretty cool as well. Airflow's massive. The airflow reminds me of the Slammer. It's that kind of really nice, smooth airflow that you can restrict down for the flavour. And then it's got this really shonky 2-post clamp thumb screw system, which I haven't really been getting along with, to be honest. And I got some coils from Scott in there earlier on today, so I slammed them in earlier on. And the flavour, actually, once you've got pissed around with your belt on the 2-post deck, is really quite good. Is it Pandora good? No, it's not. It's not.
Is anything?
Not many things. Not many things can be, I don't think, and it would be a shame if everything was like that. But it's bloody good anyway. It's pretty good for 27 quid. It's pretty good, and the flavours, it's up there. It's all right. And in there, I've got some Thai mango sticky rice from Vape Kitchen,
which is jealous.
Oh, I tell you what, it's phenomenal.
That's
all those people.
His favourite juice. V1CK's favourite juice.
That's right, mate. He has been praising this juice for ages, and it's the first time I tried it. And I bought it from Vanilla Vapes for somewhat ridiculously cheap for 120 millilitres. And it is absolutely divine. I'm go and get some. Just go and buy whatever there is left.
I think Stewie might be ordering one of them.
I now wish I hadn't said that, because everyone's going to go and buy the stock that I want to buy. So that is about. I've done some blending as well. I've done some blending from Colonel Bloom Blueberry Donut, which I tried yesterday after 24 hours, and the blueberry in it's really good, and the jam element in it's good, but there's not much donut yet. There's not much bakery. As there would not be after 24 hours. It's still a bit raw on that side of things.
Give it a month.
So yeah, I'm going to leave that for another week.
Yeah, man. Is it concentrate together, or is it individual?
Yeah. It's concentrates mixed together for your blueberry donut. It's Colonel Booms. It's Lee Godson that sent it from
so you actually get different concentrates. You don't get a pre-mixed concentrate.
No, you just get 30 ml sets of concentrates and mix it yourself. Which is a bit more complex, I guess, than Nick Shots. But if I can do it, anyone can do it. Believe me. So yeah, all really good stuff.
Really steeped.
Pardon?
John Muller said it looks really steeped. That was a bit of sarcasm from him there, I think.
It's really not steeped. It needs another 5 or 6 days, definitely, before I try it again. Anyway, but yeah, that's about what I'm vaping on. Should we go to Mark Dolan?
Marcus Dolan.
How many times have you tried freestyle diving? And what you're vaping on?
Well, there was this time back in Blackpool a few years ago. I stood up top, on the top of the diving board.
Yeah.
Dived in.
That's a bit American, isn't it?
Dove. I jumped in head first. And my head hit the bottom, so I kind of quit doing that. It seemed a bit.
How deep was the pool?
1.8, I think.
It can be a bit risky if you're a bit taller.
I'm pretty sure I'm 210. So.
Did you try to dive in the kiddies end?
Maybe. And what am I vaping on? I literally have a desk full of shit in front of me. But what have I got in my hand? I have got running the SOI, the Chuboy, running a set of framed coils from Scott.
Nice.
Honestly, they are the best coils I've ever used.
He does a good coil, doesn't he?
Mate, the wire he used, those that don't know, he uses. I just went completely brain dead then.
It's Do You Even Bill, bro, isn't it?
Kidney puncher.
Kidney puncher, yeah.
Kidney puncher, yeah.
He uses the kidney puncher. The kidney puncher wire, and it's so soft. So soft. It's so easy to install, so easy to use. Thanks, Juan. And I just can't believe, I don't know if you'll see this. These have been in probably about a fortnight. You can't really see, but they are so clean. They are still silver.
Yeah, what you said about ease of installation, I found that tonight. It took me about 5 minutes, where it would normally probably take me about 10. And I thought, is this placebo effect or something? But as you've just said it, that actually really resonates with me now, Mark. So it's interesting that you said that.
I'm really, 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 really impressed with them. 0.1 build. Yeah, absolutely banging. On that, I am vaping. I'm still vaping Rhubarb and Custody from Sluice Juice. Normally, if I've bashed a big bottle out during the week, I'm fed up with it. But I cracked open a second bottle yesterday, and I'm still going strong, which is unheard of for me because I get bored so very quickly. But saying that, second setup, running Connoisseur with a Panny. Panny. Again, another set of framed from Scott. And in that, another one that I just can't get off.
Yeah, I've got to try this.
The Jam Vape Company Marmalade on Toast. Oh, I just can't sing its praises enough. And I don't have a massively sweet tooth. I like either a good fresh flavour. And I know one of the things I like about it, I don't know if anyone's noticed it, I know Stu and I had a conversation about this when we both got them in the shop, was I wasn't sure initially because there was like a bitter taste on the first inhale. But once we worked out what it was and what was causing that, I was happy with it. It worked in my head. And yeah, it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. What else?
You've got a million setups today.
Eco Squeeze and the Hadley, running Little Havana. Yeah, that's me.
Cool.
Little Havana.
And a bit of Heisenberg.
Heisenberg in the eye care.
That's Lindsay's, to be fair, but yeah. Over to Thomas. What are you vaping on, Thomas?
Well, I had a good old British hot pot for fucking dinner. I'm telling you that because I want to.
Oh, how about diving? Let's talk about belly flops.
Never done one in my life, but I nearly drowned my dad at 11 years old. So yeah, there you go.
Well, we need to hear that story now.
Well, I was 11 years old. I was in America with my parents, and my dad decided he wanted a fucking swimming race with me, so I couldn't really swim, so I grabbed all of his trunks and nearly fucking drowned him. There you have it. There's the fucking story for you. So yeah, God bless my father, he's still here. Lord of mercy and all that.
Lord of mercy.
Thank you very much. Lord of mercy. So tonight I'm on the 30mm Norris with the Slimer Plastique. And I'm running some Panda Bomb, Banzai Banana it's called. Absolutely fucking lovely, from a good friend of ours. Mark knows him, Aaron Gauchi. Really nice juice. And I'm also on the AO box with I want to thank Matt from VJuice for absolutely saving my life. I had no Purple Rain left in 12 milligram 50/50, so he slammed 300 ml in the post for me, which I absolutely love him for that. So thank you, Matt from VJuice, and that's what I'm on tonight, guys.
What's
Over to
Purple Rain,
Stuart.
Tom? What's Purple Rain?
Purple Rain is sort of like a blackcurrant menthol with sort of it's stronger menthol, so it's not it's an all day vape. It's not too strong in the sort of blackcurrant menthol. The menthol is a little bit more of a kick, but it's an all day vape for me.
Right.
Stuart, what have you had for tea? Have you ever done an arse flop? And when's your boyfriend coming on live?
What's an arse flop? I don't understand.
I don't know. I think it's something in the gay community, maybe.
I'm going to assume I've not done one then. I'm just going to have to go with no. Because I don't know. I might have done one by accident. It can happen, can't it? You know, it can happen. You're walking backwards, your trousers fall down.
Accidents happen, Stu.
Exactly. We've all been there, haven't we? We've all woken up in a tent with muddy knees and a condom hanging out our arse. It happens.
I've heard you're only getting pushed back.
That takes me back to Cub Camp. Yes, okay.
Funny. I'm vaping some stuff. I'm vaping my little Galactica Vega 2.1 Squonk mechanical with my pin dad. Pin dad, look at him. Isn't he nice? Isn't he nice? Good looking little guy.
Right.
That is, I'm still very much enjoying mechanical squonking. Didn't expect to like squonking, but I am still, yeah, it's still working for me. This tends to be my work mod at the moment. I tend to take this as my work mod all day. Take about sort of 3 or 4 batteries with me, and that does me for a day at work. So that's going pretty well. And in that, I am vaping the amazing, the fucking incredibly hard to find Lanola Cream from Kite in Cloud. And I don't know if my camera's going to let me focus on that. Come on, camera, you can do it. You can do it. Come on, believe in yourself.
You
we having it? We having it? Are we having it? It focused earlier. I don't know what its problem is. But that's fucking gorgeous juice, that is. The only place I know that's still got that is Spacing Vapors, and they've only got it in 0. And unfortunately, Kite and Cloud have decided to stop making it over here. They decided not to put it through the TPD. So the only way you can get it now is the 0.
I thought that was a really good seller. I thought it had a really big cult following.
It's a fucking incredible juice, and it will be a damn shame if the 0s stop becoming available.
I have heard very, very good things about it.
It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Well worth a bottle. And then I've got £120 clone.
Let's have a look at this.
What?
Let's have a look.
Look at what?
What? What did he say?
I heard what you said, and I think
£120
Chat heard what
clone.
you said. So let's have a look. Let's have a look. What's that?
That's apparently a billet box.
The bullet box.
It's a billet box. It's a Rev 4 clone running a little Osmodus 70-watt chip, and
how much did that cost again?
they're 120 quid. Those.
How's it go, Tom? Thought so.
Fucking lovely vape.
The ballet box.
Yeah, the ballot box. Yeah, yeah, the Birrit box.
How is it?
Talk a little bit more about this device, then, please.
Well, there's a bit of a story here. I had my first go on a genuine billet a few weeks ago, and I really fucking want one. I do genuinely really fucking want one. And I sat there and I ummed and ahed over putting one on my credit card. And I sort of listened to a few of the horror stories about playing F5 Wars trying to get one. And
I've spent many Saturday afternoons sat there F5 in.
I've heard horror stories such as 8 seconds to complete your checkout, and they don't let you use autofill.
That's right.
And I just sort of decided that wasn't going to happen for me. So then I started looking at second-hand prices, and the flipping market for them is fucking horror, absolute horror. So I sort of resigned myself to thinking, okay, if I get to a point where I've got silly money spare, then the flipper market, fair enough. That's the only way I'm going to get one without the fuck about. So I'll accept the flipper market. But on the budget that I'm on, there's no way I'm accepting the flipper market. I cannot justify that under any circumstances. And then a good mate of mine come into the shop with one of these clones last week, and it was actually really fucking nicely put together. I was really impressed. And so I had a couple of vapes on it, and I was having a little play with it, and I just thought to myself, do you know what? 95 quid for the clone box, plus 20 quid for the clone Exocet and a $5 postage. Fuck it. It'll make me feel like I've got a billet box until I've got the money for a billet box. And I'm not, you know, I'm not going to fucking lie about it. I'm not going to try and pretend it's a real one. I'm not going to try and pass it off. It's just a fucking clone billet box that I'm going to enjoy until I can afford a real billet box. And then when I can afford a real billet box, I'm going to enjoy a fucking real billet box. Simple as
Apollo
that.
65 says you were mugged, mate.
JB said,
Probably
saw you coming.
I reckon a lot of people will probably feel that way. But you know what?
All right. So it's built.
I'm going to say this.
Is it built as well?
If this wasn't a clone, right? If this wasn't a clone, if this was just a complete system with an RBA and an Osmoda 70-watt chip in it, and it wasn't a clone at all, it would be well worth 120 quid. I would be happy to have paid that money for it. For a single 18650 RBA system with an Osmoda 70-watt chip in it, I would be happy to have paid that money. The fact that it's a clone of something else doesn't affect the fact that it's a fucking well put together machine. And it vapes a treat. But it is theft of someone's intellectual property.
It is.
It is. And my stance morally on clones hasn't changed. It hasn't at all.
And what is that stance?
That stance is I'll buy him at 220 quid.
Like, if you shitty, it is shit.
But I'll buy it at 120.
It is shitty how unscrupulously the Chinese companies are cloning stuff. And it is unfair on small manufacturers that are struggling. But then at the same time, there's other manufacturers that aren't struggling and the clones don't really hurt them. And so it's one of those things of, if you're going to use it, but just be honest that you're using it. And that's how I feel about clones. Just be fucking honest if you're using them. As long as you're not trying to pass them off as original, use what the fuck you like, you know?
JB says I got mine pressing for F5 the first time I tried. It's always worth a go. Mark's long fingers are the reason he didn't get one. It takes 19 seconds to move that 2-foot finger across the keyboard.
But that's the point. Like, different people do get different luck. Different people do get different luck. You know. So some people have said to me that, oh yeah, I got my billet first time I tried. Dave Shepping from Zap Raps has got one. He had no problem getting hold of his. Ruby Roo, there's a story that she was telling on her podcast where she got 5 of them. She managed to get 5. Do you know what I mean? Like,
you allowed to buy them in bulk then, like that, when it's F5 time.
I thought you were only allowed to buy one.
Yeah, they had 5 different people F5 in.
Oh, okay.
They assembled a team in order to make 5 happen.
Well, they've got that kind of money, haven't they, that they can assemble teams to buy mods.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But, you know, at the end of the day, as long as you're not trying to pass it off as real, if that wasn't a clone, it would be worth 120 quid. And real one is $264 plus 100 quid for the Exocet. So you'd be on about 350 quid plus shipping and customs. By the time you got it into the country, you'd probably be on about 420 quid for a real one. Flippers are flipping them at way higher than that. Fucking way higher than that. So to buy this with the flipper market, yeah, exactly. Big Kev just said there are some people on Mod Trader constantly flipping them at $600 plus. So You know, there you have it, $600 fucking dollars for something that's $264 RRP, and then an an aftermarket RBA that goes in it.
All I'm gonna say is hats off your mate for actually admitting it were a clone and saying you spent 120 quid. So fucking what?
And you know what? I'll buy a fucking when I can afford the stupid money, I'll buy a real one. But I can't afford the stupid money at the moment, and I want the product, and I'm a greedy cunt, so I'm gonna rock the clone for a bit until I can afford it. Simple as.
I will say that 120 quid could have gone to a genuine one though.
25% the cost of a genuine one, you know.
True.
I mean, as you know, it's like saying an £80 mech and a £20 mech. You know what I mean? A lot of people can afford 20 quid and not 80 quid.
True enough.
I thought the fucking clone market would die off. Fucking not.
In that, I've got Carnival from Wicklicker in the new 60ml bottles. Nick shot. Ooh, Wicklicker in Nick shot. That is fucking hype. That is hype.
Is the clone market dying though, Tom, or is it just dying at the low end? That's what it seems to be.
Who said that?
Anyway, hype. Sorry, Wicklicker. Yeah, miles away there.
Wicklicker and Nick Shot bottles. I'm fucking over the moon about this. I'm absolutely over the moon. This is one of my favourite juice lines. I fucking love it. Absolutely love it.
What's that you've got in your hand?
Sorry?
What's the flavour of that?
Carnival is a sugar skull cake and dough ring flavour. It kind of tastes like an almondy sort of donutty cakey kind of deal. It's
nice.
Very, very nice. And tastes fantastic in this £120 clone.
You know what I'm really glad to see is these larger manufacturers such as Wicklicker have released a TPD version, so you can get the 10 mils, but are also going down the 60ml Nick shot route, and I take my hat off to them for that.
It's so nice because what they're saying is casual vapors and hobbyist vapors that are willing to mix, you can both have our business. You know, we'll work with both of you.
Yeah, it's good to have the flexibility, definitely.
And the price on it as well, absolutely cracking. I know what do we charge? 15 quid plus 150 for the Nick shop, so 16.50 for 60 mils of Wicklicker.
Beautiful.
Wow, that's cheap.
Oh, it's cheap, yeah, inexpensive.
Inexpensive, sorry, not cheap. Inexpensive.
Good value, definitely.
I think we're going to see a hell of a lot more Nick shots coming onto the market. Certainly from us, but also the manufacturers as well.
I forgot to shout out Thick Oil as well. Bloody hell! What's happening with Thick Oil, Mark? Any news on that at all? Because I want to hear all the news on Thick Oil.
Thick Oil is going into manufacture this week. It's all been tidied up. All the legalities are sorted. It's being manufactured as a Nick shot brand.
Woohoo!
So we'll release them officially at Expo. We will have the full Thick Oil range, included the new Toasted, which I'm looking forward to.
Toasted?
The four ephemeral, and ephemeral has done extremely well in the UK. Unfortunately, the TPD hit when it did, and we weren't able to get any more ephemeral into the country. And yeah, so we're putting that through, and also Blue Raz and Cool Raz as well, which I'm really excited by. So yeah, all of those brands will be available as a Nick shot in a store near you.
Awesome. I wonder which store that would be.
Many stores.
Many stores, fair enough.
But there is also a squeezy store that might have them.
The Vape Squeeze store.
Yeah,
that one.
Yeah. Squeezy store. Andy Gregory said, do you think people will start vaping zero Nick due to like the Nick shots and stuff?
I think people will just add their own.
Yeah, I don't personally think anybody will go down a zero Nick because of Nick shots and that.
There we go. Ewan's on the Carnival, and we've got somebody else has got 100 of Contra in their drawer. Night work. It's got 100 of contra in the draw. See, people are loving the wick liquor.
Never tried them. Haven't tried them yet myself.
Damon, I'll get some down to you if you want. It's fucking lovely.
They're very, very well flavored, but for me, they're not an all-day vape. I find them very sweet.
They are, yeah. They're more of a treat, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're an indulgence. They're very complicated flavors.
Oh, they're very well mixed. They're very complex flavors, in my opinion. But like I say, I can't vape them all day. I could perhaps do, sort of 20 minutes on it, and then I'm done. Not that I'm saying it's a bad brand, but I'm not.
No, it is heavy. It is heavy on the senses.
That's not bad. Nice for an after dinner vape, anyway.
Yeah, Damon, I'll get you some 10 mils now, mate, and you can have a little try of them.
Nice one, dude. Thank you.
No dramas.
Where's Tom gone?
Fucking Tom again. Always Tom.
We're freeforming. Are we freeforming? Do you want to go into naughtiness, Stu?
Naughtiness.
I'm here. Stop worrying.
I always worry about you, Thomas.
Hello,
Thank
you.
you. Appreciate that.
Naughtiness. Yeah, we've got a couple of things to talk about on the naughtiness front. There's been a bit of fucking skullduggery going on, hasn't there? There's been a bit of happening.
Were you mixing and blending then? Like DJing?
So, apparently, people are still selling CBD.
I thought that was perfectly okay. I thought CBD was allowed as long as no medical claims are made.
Well, the point with CBD was supposed to be that it was being classified as a medicine, and to sell it, you had to have a medicines license. That was supposed to be what happened. But apparently what is actually happening is that people are still selling it, but they've removed all of the medicinal claims from it.
You elaborate.
Say again, Tom.
You elaborate, please.
Well, it's all rumour mill stuff, unfortunately. That's the problem. There was a news article about CBD being classified as a medicine. That was something that went around months ago. We all sort of saw that.
Yeah, I saw that because at the time I was going through testing CBD myself.
Yeah, because I know you've had a bit of a play with it, haven't you? Because you were quite interested in it.
Yeah, I've had a good play with it. Yeah, and I found it very, very beneficial at times. I find the price is prohibitively expensive for the amount I was using.
Yeah.
But I found it very beneficial for both sleeping and pain relief. And as far as I was aware, yeah, it was supposed to be all under license now. So do we know who's been stocking it? Well, we know that it was on sale at Vapor Expo, don't we, for a start off?
Expo or Jam?
Sorry. Yeah, my mistake there, Vapor Expo. My apologies for that.
Yeah.
It was on sale at Vape Jam, yeah.
Was it being sold from a CBD stand, or was it being sold from like just a random company?
Well, Andy Wilson's just said that Eco Vape was selling CBD liquid at Jam in bottles with no label on them.
Definitely a bit
That
fishy.
sounds all above board.
That sounds dodgy as fuck, doesn't it? Let's be honest. Let's just be honest. That sounds dodgy as fuck.
It does a bit, but let's be honest as well. Vape Jam have not got the best track record from the last show, have they? You know, what with selling their IP infringing, child-friendly marketing kind of trash.
This actually segues quite nicely into what you were having a bit of a gripe about this week as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, I guess it does. Have you got the screenshot, Stu, please?
The CBD is not the only naughtiness, is it?
Okay, so in the past couple of weeks, I've been messaged a couple of times, and also somebody posted in the Grumpy Vapors group that a while back an e-liquid company booked on the Vapor Expo website. Now, from what I understand, customers that book with the Vapor Expo upload their own images and bio to the Vapor Expo website. And what could be found on there up till, well, about 3 o'clock this afternoon, Pokemon e-liquid. Yeah. Pokemon e-liquid with a big cartoon of a Pokemon next to it saying we do all 5 lines. 5 lines of what? I'm not sure. But yeah, Pokemon e-liquid was on there up till about 3 p.m. this afternoon. Now, I uploaded a news vlog this afternoon to highlight this because I'm getting pissed off with it, basically. So I thought I'd highlight this.
Can I just stop you very quickly? Pokemon e-liquid. Yeah. For those that aren't aware of what Pokemon e-liquid is, can we just have a quick refresh as to what it is?
Yeah, Damon, did you have an image of this? Because I haven't got a link to it, and I think I might have accidentally deleted it from the show notes. I think it might actually be my fault. But did you have an image to this Pokemon e-liquid?
I did do, but I've put it in my video, and it's been taken down from the website since then because it was a website link, basically.
Right.
Just bear with me a moment. And I've deleted it now as well, so no, I don't have it. But the only difference in the name was the
yeah, I've got a screen share I can use while you're talking.
All right, sweet, nice one, mate, nice one. So anyway, I contacted Vapor Expo today to ask them what was going on. Yesterday, rather, to ask them what was going on with it, and they said to me that they were looking into it, and then. That was all they said. They were looking into it and no further comment. And then I uploaded my video today. And lo and behold, the booking had gone down, and so did the image of the Pokemon. So I don't know whether there's been a few people complain about it, but they've
look at that. You've got a line of 5 flavors. The brand is Pokejuice, but all of the names of the characters are actual Pokemon names. All of the images used are actual intellectual property of Nintendo / whoever it is. The Pokemon company. Is
this under license then, or?
Nope, it's not made under license.
No, it's not under license, Mark. I don't think who owns Pokemon. Namco Bandai or someone like that.
No, it's actually the Pokemon company. They're independent now. Pokemon Company International.
All right, okay. I don't think that they give out the rights for e-liquid.
I wouldn't have thought so.
I don't know. I might be a bit grey on that area, but I doubt it. So yeah. So there was that as well. And I don't know. It looks like Vapor Expo are trying to clean up the act with this one, but it had been on there for too long. It had been on the booking had been on there almost 14 days. And by that time, you know, hundreds of people have seen it. So damage has been done to some degree. But we're all down there anyway quite soon, aren't we? So we'll see if it's being sold.
Yeah, that's a naughty one. It does worry me a bit.
Yeah.
Apparently, JB's saying that that's not actually the same one that they had up at Expo. The one that they had up at Expo was called Pokemon.
It is called Pokemon. Jam. The difference is
Jam,
not Expo.
Jam. Sorry, Jam.
But the one that was on Vapor Expo's website was Pokemon. Was Pokemon as well.
Yeah, pretty crazy that it's still happening, even after the vape media pretty much unanimously condemned it.
Well, yeah, indeed. You know, it wasn't just the vape media either. It was people in industry as well. You know, Lee Godson came out from Plume Blue and said, you know, what the hell are you playing at, kind of thing, but a lot more diplomatic than I could do. And a few people in industry shouted at him about it, but they didn't seem to care very much. Jam didn't seem to care very much anyway. Obviously, Expo do, and they're taking the more social entrepreneurship kind of route, it seems. I hope so, anyway.
Yeah, I just find the whole thing fucking bonkers. I don't know how stuff like that still happens. It confuses me.
Well,
what do you think?
saying like about Expo and stuff, and you're saying they upload their own images and their own bio and everything like that. It's sort of, as we know, putting on a show is a very busy thing, and obviously I know the guys at Expo quite well, and I know they are really, really busy at this moment in time. So obviously it must have just something that's bypassed them, and they've obviously seen maybe Damon's post or whatever and clicked on to it, because obviously, as I say, he's very, very sort of strenuous putting on a show, so that it might just have bypassed him. So
yeah,
no
maybe it
disrespect.
has, because they've got 5 pages of bookings on there, Tom, and it might have just been overseen. But it was Jay that I spoke to, the sales manager, and he was quite keen to say that this is something that we are looking at, but I've got no further comment right now. But hey,
Yeah,
on the same day,
I deal with Jay quite regularly, and Lee, the guys that actually own Expo, and they're absolutely lovely guys.
Yeah,
and they're very, very, because I've asked them questions previously to this episode and stuff about how they're going to do and crack on with stuff and whatnot, and they've obviously set their guidelines of what people need to do and what not to do. So they're very active in that sort of form of obviously cracking down. But obviously during the show, the guys will obviously be walking around and double checking everybody's doing everything right, as they do every show. So
yeah, I've got to say, every other e-liquid brand on there that's booked, all the branding looks very adult, very sophisticated, very cool. It was really the one big sore thumb that stuck out from everything. So yeah, hopefully they've got that rectified and corrected anyway. I'll give them a call and follow up on that.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's a big one. It's a big one. So, should we go next topic?
Yeah, go for it.
Are we all going next topic? Who wants to introduce this one? Because this one's quite an interesting one that I think we're all going to have something to say about. Topic number 2.
Yeah. You can leave.
Anyone? Any takers?
Carry on, Stu.
Oh, it's on me, is it?
All right. Well, should we share the link first? I don't mind. I don't mind taking this one if you want, Stu.
Yeah, by all means, if you wish to, mate. If you wish to.
Okay. So basically,
my voice all night.
Basically, there's some amazing news for the US in that some Representative Duncan Hunter is introducing comprehensive legal legislation this week into which will take vapor products completely out of tobacco products, that category completely, and will take it away from the FDA deeming regulations. So it's a brand new bill called the Cigarette Smoking Reduction and Electronic Vapor Alternatives Act of 2017, and it basically removes vaping completely from tobacco and gives a new framework which really impacts everything about vaping, about harm reduction. So it's just absolutely amazing news, really.
We have got a short video on this, haven't we? Should we cue that up?
Yeah, let's play that. I'm just going to nip elsewhere.
Jimmy Whiz.
All right. Let's.
Yep, that's right. Jimmy Whiz.
And present. So yeah, let's just play this video for everyone, and they can weigh in on it.
The Hunter legislation just cleared the House Office of the Legislative Council and is ready for release. Titled the Cigarette Smoking Reduction and Electronic Vapor Alternatives Act, the bill removes vaping products from the definition of tobacco that's in the Tobacco Control Act, and it establishes an independent regulatory framework that enshrines vaping as a tool for harm reduction. The bill also changes the name of the Center for Tobacco Products at the FDA to the Center for Tobacco Products and Harm Reduction, and it authorizes the Secretary of HHS to undertake a detailed assessment to compare the risks of smoking cigarettes to vaping and other nicotine alternatives. Finally, the bill sets industry standards for e-liquid and device manufacturing, with special attention paid to battery safety, including short-circuit protection, discharge monitoring, and serial or lot number tracking for all devices. Earlier.
So, that's the very short section that basically details what the bill is about.
So it's quite good, actually. Going on to sort of the battery safety thing that was in that little bit of that segment, there was a battery workshop recently that I know that Demetrius went to, Vaping Greek, and they had a live feed from there. And basically what I saw, maybe an hour of it, maybe an hour and a half of it. And basically what they was talking about is obviously battery safety and sort of the regulations in batteries. And basically, from what I saw, was a panel of 5 doctors. Regardless of what they were doctoring, they were doctors. And they literally sat there and they spoke about hard shorting. They talked about thermal runaway. They talked about venting. They talked about new technology in battery. Basically, being deadly honest with what I saw, they had not a fucking clue about vaping and battery safety. Not a fucking clue. All they really spoke about was obviously the manufacturers of batteries, how they were vented, how they would act in a thermal runaway. But it was all meant to be technically about the e-cigarette market. And these doctors, and I'm going to say it out, and people say what they want, whether they saw it or not. These doctors had no fucking idea. And there was one gentleman that asked them question after question after question. It was a manufacturer, and they just couldn't fucking answer him. They have no idea what's going on over there.
The biggest thing for me from all of this is that it shows that, well, first of all, America can heave a bit of a sigh of relief. If this goes through, which it looks like it's going to, it seems to be pretty... the way I'm reading it, it seems to be reading as if it's happening, like it is going to be a thing.
It seems to be very, very positive at the moment that it will do.
Yeah, it seems very likely to become law and replace the current FDA deeming regulation.
Yeah.
And obviously that's a good thing for the industry, because America's always been a big innovator. America's always been the ones that want to do the next new thing, and they want to do it as well as possible. They want to make it as, as good a quality as possible. So if this is happening, then obviously that allows them to continue to do that, which for me gives the knock-on effect of pushing us, the British industry, to start actually keeping up with that, which I think is very healthy for us. So I'm quite happy about it from that side. But also I think it just gives us a bit of a ray of hope of, common sense can prevail. There are people out there that are willing to do something about it.
I'm very cautiously optimistic about it. It does seem like it's going to go through, but what really, really worries me is how tight they're going to go on the special care that they're giving to e-liquid and hardware regulation. If they go very, very hardline with e-liquid regulation, they could open it all back up again to big tobacco and pharma. And
they could
price the small to medium sized businesses out of the squeeze them out of the business completely again. So that side worries me a little bit, in that they're shouting about the fact that yes, vaping equals harm reduction. I mean, we'll see, but my sneaking suspicion is that they're going to raise those standards to a point where small to medium sized businesses just can't afford them. So we'll see, won't we?
Yeah, I mean, we certainly have to hope that that's not the case, and it's definitely fair to be wary of that. I think that it makes sense for that to be on people's radars, but we have to hope that it's being done for the right reasons and that it will be carried out for the right reasons.
Yeah.
But more than anything, it's just, there's also that thing of, we're still struggling a little bit with how we want to handle our regulations in vaping and stuff. And if America actually gets something clear in place and actually starts to drive forward, then when we next look at it in a few years' time, we might have a better model to base our regulation on in the future. So it could end up being a very positive thing. And it does look like something that's worth being happy about at this stage.
You see,
my only downside to that, though, Stuart, is that we never, ever, in the regulations, have ever followed the states, or the states have never followed our regulations. They're very two different things. So I don't think our regulators do give a fuck about what's going on in the states. I don't think they give a fuck.
I'll be honest
Neither
with you.
do I. Compared to the States, we're the standard bearers at the moment, really, aren't we? So, sorry, Mark.
I don't think we're in such a bad place. I honestly don't.
Well, no, I don't. But there are concerns
neither,
with how we're regulating. There are definitely some concerns.
There's the expense for e-liquid manufacturers. You know, we could shave some pennies off there, really, for those going through TPD for real.
But okay, you've got your registration costs. Okay, so your registration costs that you pay for your first registration, and then your really yearly registration fee after that. Okay, which is fair play. I think the cost that a lot of manufacturers are not necessarily struggling with, but are irritated by, is the testing costs. Now, the testing costs are obviously set by the pharmaceutical companies, the companies that do the testing. I think if the testing costs came down, then I think it'd be much more affordable. We'd see a lot more brands surviving rather than, you know, we looked at it and we decided that the cost we just couldn't warrant the cost.
I get what you're saying, Mike. It's far greater for a lot of people who are already established in the industry. You know, will take it because they're obviously making enough money to survive in the industry, so they will take that on board. And obviously a lot of companies, not many people, but a few companies have put sort of the price up a little bit, or they've got nick shot or whatever. I think for people that actually want to get into the industry, it's a lot harder for people who are already established in the industry. And I get what you're saying on that. 100% we've costed, definitely.
You see, the whole point of this legislation is to make vaping safer.
Yeah.
To stop your bathtub mixers, whatever you want to call it, to make sure that everything is right and what we're inhaling is safe. So, you know, 100%, I take my hat off to them. Fantastic. If we could make the testing costs a little bit less, obviously the HMRA registration fees and everything else, fair play. You know, it's not stupid money, but when you put the testing cost and your HMR registration costs and everything else together, and when you've got a line of say 10, 12, 15 juices,
it's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
It is. Putting it back to the US for a minute, I think one thing that they seem to be getting right with this bill, where the TPD seems to fail a little bit, is that they seem to be really, really pushing the harm reduction of vaping side in this bill a lot more than TPD does even remotely. And I think that's to be applauded. You know, doing studies of cigarette smoking versus vaping versus other nicotine harm reduction instruments, it's a really brave step forward. So they're to be applauded for that. This guy,
I think the thing as well, Damon, is the States have a lot more advocates than we do in the UK. True. Not just your standard advocate, but backed advocates. People are in
backed advocates. Backed advocates taken seriously as well. More importantly,
yeah, I want to get Dimitri on a future show, definitely, because I know he's part of. I don't know what I want to call it, a forum or whatever he's a part of, and obviously he's backed by a lot of the bigger Chinese manufacturers because they obviously want to survive. They want to be able to put new products and everything like that. So they're heavily backed by the board, as you would say, from China. Obviously, big manufacturers, Kanga and Smok and stuff like that, they're all backed by them advocates. The advocates know what they're doing, and they're obviously liaisons with people in China that obviously have got the big bucks and they've got the big money to spend. And I think we've not got, no offense to anybody who's an advocate or anything like that, but we've not got that sort of advocate.
Yeah, no, we don't.
We've not got the big funding.
Dave Dawn.
But he's not got funding, has he? He's not got a big company behind him, backing him financially to sort of, obviously we knew that Totally Wicked was fighting the TPD off their own back and whatnot and trying to get it removed, but we've not got, since that's happened, we've not got somebody with big money being back to sort of know the regulations inside out and letting everybody know the information. Let's be realistic. It's
No,
just
that's
what
true.
people are learning. People are learning from what they're reading. The manufacturers doing exactly the same. We are doing exactly the same as sort of regular vapors. You know, we're learning by what we're hearing and what we're reading. We've not got somebody that's going, this is what it fucking means. That's what it fucking means. That's what it needs to do. You know what I mean? We've not got that paid advocate that's out there fighting for it. So they've got an advantage on us without a doubt.
Do you think
I'll be
that part of that is due to a lack of existence of something like CASAR in this country?
Well, there's the Vape Trading Association. There's the Vape Trading Association that have been out in Brussels recently, and they've been trying to fight on our behalf to get tax on e-liquids abolished and e-cigs abolished. So, you know, for all the criticism that they're getting on social media, they are doing something proactive where a lot of others aren't anyway.
It'd be interesting to know what. Obviously, chat's gone very, very quiet at the moment. It'd be interesting to know what are people's thoughts. You know, obviously we're ecstatic that, you know, if America sorts themselves out, then possibly it might roll over to us. What are your thoughts, guys? Are you excited by this, or do you think it's just another thing that might never happen?
I mean, you know, potentially the whole of the UK vaping industry was being closed down. This offers them the biggest olive leaf I think anybody's seen in vaping for a very, very long time. It's amazing news, really.
Yeah, I mean, the way it's been looking, I mean, August this year marks a year since the deeming regulations came into effect. And look how quiet America's gone in, I mean, what, that's 8 months. Look how quiet America's gone in 8 months.
Yeah, because a lot of people have packed up business. I know a lot of people in the States that have packed up business because they don't know where they fucking stand. They're piling money into a business and they're fucking going, well, where the fuck do I stand in 6 months? I'm not putting, you know, £250,000 into a fucking business that I don't know where it's going to be in 6 months.
Yeah.
They're getting the money and fucking leaving because they don't know where they're going to be.
Right, so it's been time to find another boom industry for a lot of entrepreneurs as well, you know. So it's just, we'll find out this week. I'm not sure what day is it, Stu. Do you know?
What day is what? Sorry,
Tuesday.
It's being heard in the Senate.
Oh no, I'm not actually sure what day it's being heard, but it is this week, I'm sure.
It's this week, yeah. I don't know whether there's a rigorous set timetable. If anyone else in chat knows if this has been timetabled to be heard yet, then let us know, please.
So JB's just put in chat, I think the whole load of it is bollocks. As much as it is a shining ray of light, the regs even being put into place in the first place is bullshit. Regulate it, agreed, but fuck me. What have we got to say to that?
Well, they don't know. This is the thing. The people that are regulating it are sitting in a fucking office. They don't know what the fuck they're regulating. They're just regulating something that they see visually. They're not actually in the industry to actually see what it's doing, how it works. Do you know what I mean? These are just pen pushers that are putting stuff to fucking rights.
But the
to be
thing
fair
is,
on Representative Hunter, we're not really sure about that. He may have worked very, very closely with the industry. It does sound as though they know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
as G-Shot has just said, things might get a bit better for the US with the recent Surgeon General Vivek H. Murthy, an Obama administration holdover, was asked to resign by Trump administration on Friday. So a lot of these people that are making these that are sat in their office are being guided by.
Oh, did anybody see the Good Mythical Morning thing on Homeboy Josh's channel?
Yeah.
This Surgeon General, this Vivek Murthy, he went on this. Good Mythical Morning is basically a variety entertainment show, and I've always viewed it as a very good variety entertainment show. But they had this Surgeon General on there, and they just basically slated vaping with a bunch of absolute bollocks. There wasn't a fucking fact to be found in it. And they really did go in hard, and they went in with complete lies, like actual flagrant lies.
Yeah, it was cringeworthy stuff, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, it was cringeworthy. And obviously, Homeboy Josh sort of fired back to it, and then they tried to say that him using their video wasn't fair usage, and there was this whole battle. And at the moment, it's looking like the vapors have kind of won. But if this guy, as the Surgeon General, as the main decision maker for health in America, is that fucking stupid that he can quote complete scientific non-fact on a multi-million subscribing YouTube show, then I think getting him out is a really fucking good idea.
Yeah, can't disagree with that.
Talking of people talking shit, I heard something this week. Our local health practice did an open day sort of thing in a local village hall shopping centre sort of thing, and apparently it was overheard that one of their nurses was saying that vaping was bad because it gives you popcorn lung.
Oh Christ!
Yeah,
She's about fucking 12 months behind, isn't she?
Exactly.
And the rest, Tom.
Fucking bollocks. People that's it's just like fake news, just giving out fucking absolute bollocks information that you have no idea about.
Well, it's been hitting vaping for the last few months on YouTube, hasn't it? You know, fake news or ridiculous vape pranks that are really negatively, adversely hitting the industry, I think, anyway, because these people, by and large on YouTube, have got much, much bigger audiences than any bloody vape reviewer. And once that nugget, that little kernel of a lie gets out there, it just spreads like wildfire, and it's so difficult to fight. It's untrue.
Well, YouTube is used as majority of people's news intake anyway.
yeah.
Not many people actually sit and watch the national fucking news because they've got fucking internet where you can go onto their websites, or you can go onto YouTube and people will comment on the news that's gone on. So a lot of people do hear wrong things from the main fucking people, which is YouTube, and they're getting the wrong information. So you imagine you've got people with millions and millions of subscribers. They say something that's fucking immediately fucking wrong about vaping. We're fucked.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey dear. But best of luck to those in the US if there's anyone watching. Got all our fingers crossed for you. And, let's hope this goes through. Let's hope Hunter has a good day out hunting whatever, beaver.
Indeed. Next topic. Dolan, you posted about this on Facebook, didn't you?
I did.
I think you should take the lead on this one because you seem to actually care about it quite a bit.
Okay. So this week there's been a lot of links put up for A Billion Lives. Obviously, A Billion Lives has been released, and all of a sudden there was an influx of streams made available, and those of you that are friends with me on Facebook, I actually commented to say that I was disappointed to see a lot of people sharing illegal links to stream videos.
Do you know what? I'll put my hands up and say that I shared one of them as well by mistake. I didn't know it was an illegal sharing site.
No.
To be fair, but
to be honest with you, the reason I did it, some of the people that I saw sharing it were some of the, I'd never use clones, I'd never do this, I'd never do that, sort of, and it pissed me off a little bit that some of these people were sharing these links.
I shared one.
I
shared one.
Yeah, you shared one, but you have no issue with using clones. You're not one of those that stand there and go, clones are fucking bad. Don't use clones. You're killing the industry. No. Blah, 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 blah.
No issue at all with clones.
My status was aimed at those that were fucking holy as fuck, saying, "Oh, I'd never do this. I'd never do that." But
okay, I'm gonna play devil's. Can I play devil's advocate with you, Mark?
Do it.
All right. Basically, my argument is that A Billion Lives, this has been going on, this has been banging on for way too long now. It feels like 2 years. They had the option to show this film at outdoor events and certain expos, I think, and those events got turned down. Now, this has been going on for a long, long time. We've been watching the trailers, eagerly awaiting this film. And the showings that tried to be put on were most of them were sadly cancelled, which is an unfortunate shame. But then it comes to streaming, and on iTunes it's 12 quid. Somewhere else it's 10 quid or £3.50 for standard def, I think. $3.50 if I'm not mistaken. Now, to my mind, the most important people that see this bloody documentary are the mainstream. And the mainstream are never going to buy this documentary at 10 or 12 quid or even £3.50 when they can stream something for free that's lowest common denominator bobbins for nothing. Or £5 a month. This needs to get on streaming services, or it needs to get on BBC iPlayer, or it needs to come as a sequel to the BBC Horizon documentary. It needs to be gotten out to the mainstream. If this documentary was all about saving lives, which apparently it was, rather than making Wonga and red carpet events, then I could understand it. But that's my devil's advocate argument.
Okay. But that don't get me wrong, I'm not being a cunt here. But that's their decision to make. Yes, it should have been made free. Yes, if it was all about advocacy, yes, if it was all about saving lives, then yes, it should have been a freebo video.
I'm not saying it should have been free from the beginning. It should have got a limited theatrical run if possible. We should have been able to pay for it at the theatre. But from that I rewatched the first trailer over the weekend, and I thought to myself, this film is about saving lives. This is an altruistic endeavor. It's about social entrepreneurship, not making a lot of money. And I hope that they cover costs and make more so they can make more films. But at the same time, it worries me that it's not getting out there to the important people, the decision makers, and the mainstream.
No, I completely.
My question would be, sorry, Matt, go on, carry on.
No, I was just agreeing with what Damon said.
My question would be what good is sharing it around Facebook to the fucking choir going to do to the main mass of people that should really be watching it? Once again, we are sharing a link to the choir. We are not sharing a link to the public. We're sharing it in vape groups. We're sharing it in fucking vaping fucking whatever vape groups. So that's where we're sharing it. We're not sharing it to... I know for a fact if I put that on my fucking wall, nobody in my family is going to sit there and go, "Ooh, Tom's shared this link. I don't really care about vaping. I'm not bothered." Do you know what I mean? Sharing it around Facebook is not doing the job. It's not putting it to the choir.
If it had been a documentary more focusing on the conspiracy that is rife with Big Pharma and Big Tobacco and really, really drilled down on that, more importantly than maybe the health benefits, it probably would have had more impact. I don't know. I might be wrong there. What do you think, Stu?
I think Tom's got a very good point. Do you know what? I actually think all three of you have got very good points.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I think, opinion aside completely, we as an industry want as many people to see this film as possible.
Yeah.
So ultimately, regardless of your individual politics on the how and the why, I feel like it's an end justifies the means situation personally, for me. I don't care how or where it's shared, as long as many people see it as possible. And Tom's completely right that sharing it in Facebook vaping groups is not the most effective way of sharing it. But it might get more vapors sharing it openly on their walls, and then it might get more curious people viewing it as a result of that. So it could do something. It probably won't do as much as it could, but it could do something. Mark's quite right that people preaching about fucking legit life and then happily stealing a commercial movie are wankers.
Yeah.
But there is an inside issue to that this particular commercial movie, in an ideal world, in a utopian fucking fairy tale society, probably should have been free for most of its life and probably should have been made available much earlier. Ultimately, we just need people to see it. It doesn't really matter. We just need people to see it.
How many
That's
of you
my
have
opinion on it.
How many what?
How many of you have watched it? All the way through.
I'm watching it tomorrow.
I've not watched it.
I've watched it. Yeah, I've watched it.
All the way through.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've paid for it. I've not watched it yet. And I paid my £12 to Apple. I paid it and I will watch it. Did it change your life? Did
No,
it open your eyes to corruption?
Pardon?
Did it open your eyes to corruption?
No, not at all. It won't open anybody who's watching this show now unless we miraculously pull in 10,000 non-vapors. Anybody watching the show now will not be taught anything. I'm not saying don't watch it. It's an incredibly slick production. It's beautifully made. The talking heads on it are all very, very passionate about their subjects. It goes into everything that is obvious to everyone who is watching this show right now and won't really teach you anything. But maybe what you could do is gift it to a smoker who is thinking about quitting. That would help them massively, I think. Make the jump into it if they've got any kind of any niggles, any minor niggles buzzing around in their brains about jumping to vaping. Then gift it to them. You know, if you're not going to watch it yourself, give it to a family member who smokes. Give it to a 16-year-old that you think is picking up cigarettes from your fag packet. You know, show it to somebody that it will educate, because it won't educate a single one of us, unfortunately. But then again, it needed that broad appeal. And as I say, it's beautifully made, and it's obviously had a lot of money spent on it. I would imagine if it cost anything less than $250,000, I'd be surprised. And they do need to recoup those costs. So, you know, if you can gift it to someone, that'd be nice.
Sorry to interrupt you, Damon, but there is probably something that needs to be said about this as well that we're sort of missing. Have you guys all heard of Food Inc., the film Food Inc.?
Yeah.
Right. Every single person I've ever seen share Food Inc. is a vegan. Every person. And I'm talking universally. Every person I've ever seen share it anywhere is vegan. But I've seen it, and I know a whole bunch of meat eaters that have seen it, and I know a whole bunch of people that just have a passing interest in food on some level that have seen it. Yeah. So we probably want to be careful not to underestimate the power of just putting shit in people's faces and seeing what they do with it.
I think you've got to have that sort of want to see it, though, whether it's there in your face or not. You've
got to be a curious person, definitely. To watch something about a subject you're not invested in, you've got to be curious.
I think that A Billion Lives is nowhere near as controversial as Food Inc. And maybe that's to its detriment, unfortunately, Stu. Food Inc. has that controversial pull to it.
We all eat fucking food at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? We don't all vape.
That's true.
Touche.
That's true.
You know what I mean? You're going out to an audience to everybody. You're not going out to an audience to everybody. With vaping. That's my only issue. Is I'd love for everybody to see it, to actually experience what the movie is about. But it's actually getting the person to actually sit, because what is it, an hour and a half?
Yeah, about that.
A bit longer, yeah.
A lot of people ain't going to sit and take an hour and a half out of their time to watch something they have no fucking interest in. I definitely wouldn't.
No, if a non-smoker and somebody who's not attracted to vaping in any way whatsoever and is a non-smoker will have absolutely no interest in this whatsoever.
And it's a shame, because the real people we need to be seeing it are like medical practitioners, for example. Those are the people we really want to see it.
Yeah, and decision makers. Yeah, real decision makers. And mainstream media, you know, we want this to get into the hands of a critic like Mark Kermode, and he say, wow, this film is worth seeing. I've not seen a single British film critic say anything about this yet. And we're a bit past sell-by date, really. But I sound like I'm really down on A Billion Lives. I think that their efforts have been incredible. I just think
it's a bit late in the day. I think we said this the last time A Billion Lives came around, didn't we?
Yeah.
Just a little bit late in the day for it.
Does anyone actually care out there? Does anyone actually care in chat, just out of interest?
JB disagrees with you on something. I'm not sure what.
What does he disagree on, though? You know, what do you disagree on, mate?
It's like a 30-second delay, so...
Yeah.
Chuck the poor guy a bone, JB. Help him out.
Have we got a last topic, or is that A Billion Lives done?
It'll be a short one, topic number 4.
What's topic number 4, Stu?
It's about some changes, Damon.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Well, while we're waiting for Chris to mong on his keyboard, then...
And for Tom to come back.
Barry Norman, yeah, that's who we want to see this film. Barry bloody Norman, his son smokes. Maybe.
JB says, if this was on TV, loads of bored, curious people would watch it. I'm not interested in the issues that Judge Judy deals with, but it doesn't mean I don't watch the shit. Yeah, it's a reasonable point.
Would they, though? I'm not sure. Beyond the Cloud, I haven't seen that yet, Dino. Is it worth a watch? Yeah, obviously it is.
Yeah, it's a toughie. It seems that the jury's pretty split on A Billion Lives, doesn't it?
Yeah, do pirate it. No, don't pirate it. It's basically the split.
Yeah, yeah. And it's worth watching or it's not worth watching.
It is worth watching. Don't get me wrong. It is worth watching. It's a noble 6 out of 10 from me. It's worth watching. It's nice to look at as well. So, and people say good things about vaping. It's worth watching.
So, where's Tom gone?
Check the chat.
You what?
Check the chat. Tom will be back.
Tom will be back.
Oh, right. Okay.
Where's he gone? Where's he gone?
I can't even read that.
I can't see anything.
No, neither can I. Well,
Huh.
get on with it then, Stu.
Yeah, let's get on. Let's get on. Tom will be back, hopefully.
Yeah. So, as you all know, Riyadh has gone. And we've been sort of spitballing some ideas between us about what we do from here. You know, it's a natural thing. It's a big point of transition. Riyadh was a huge influence on the direction of the show and the style of the show. And, you know, he really sort of set the pace in a lot of areas. And he's very much missed. But I think when someone stops doing a thing, you have to sort of look at that thing again and say, should that thing remain the same without that person involved in it anymore? So we've had a bit of a think, and we're going to be doing a big relaunch. Next week is episode 100, which is obviously a milestone episode. So it's a very good time for us to do this. I'm not going to go into too much detail on the specifics of what that relaunch is, because I want to get you all a little bit excited. I want to get you all a little bit interested. But there's going to be some changes. Changes to the structure of the show, the way the show's presented, the actual content of the show and how that's delivered. It's not just going to be what you're vaping on, loads of topics, and then bye everyone, silly hand thing. We're not going to be doing that anymore. We're going to be actually...
How can we do silly hand thing though, please?
Oh, we're still... Yeah, obviously we're still doing silly hand thing.
Oh,
I mean, it's just not going to be... It's just not going to be boom, 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 silly hand thing, see you later, you know.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like just pull out, come on her tits and fuck off. That's not the way you woo a woman, you know. That's not the way you
sometimes
treat
really, really good though as well.
Sometimes it's great. Sometimes it's what you need.
But not
it's not for everyone.
No, not all the time.
And we've been chatting, and we want to do something that kind of is for everyone. We don't just want to...
It's definitely not for the woman who you come in on the tits, who in this situation is the audience.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not for them all the time.
Yeah, so we're gonna be a bit more gentle and a bit more consistent, and it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. So we just wanted to generate a bit of hype, really. Like it's going to be cool. We're really looking forward to it. We're all quite excited for it.
Do you know what makes me laugh is you're actually reading off the show notes, aren't you?
Yeah.
It's meant to generate hype.
I sort of got one eye over there like that. One over there, one over there, one over there, one over there, monitor there, monitor there.
No, we are excited about it though. We have got some good ideas coming, which aren't the same as all the other shows out there. So.
And Martin's just said reviews/tutorials. Not as such, but one of the things we have spoken about, which might interest a few of you, is supplementary content. So actually using the Vape Talk UK channel to do stuff between shows, to actually put content up there for you guys between shows. So yeah, just obviously it's not going to just all roll on in one big hit, because we've got to gear up to it. We've got to find the time to do these things. You know, certain parts of it are very reliant on certain members of the cast that are really busy. So obviously that can be a little bit tricky with juggling time and stuff. But it's going to happen, and it's going to be cool. We're gonna fucking do something new and inject a bit of life into it, and it'll be cool.
We're gonna kick this fucker up the arse.
Yeah. VT UK supercharged.
You can tell Mark's amped about it.
Mark looks well excited.
No, it's all right. I've got an erection down here. I am excited. I'm just not showing it. It's the meds.
Nice.
Where is Tom?
Where is
Tom's
Tom?
not very well. Tom's not very well. He'll be back.
Oh, Tom's not very well.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Gone for a pasty.
Well, the show is due to end in 5 minutes, so I'm hoping Tom's all right.
Tom's all right. He's fine.
Is he actually all right? Have you got a camera in there with him?
Yeah, he's streaming live. It's all good.
We need to get a field reporter in with Tom.
Are we actually going to have to wind the show up without Tom then?
As you can see, I'm really excited for the new vamp. Let's go!
Oh, you little bastard!
Topless Tom of YouTube's.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Fucking hell.
See. Make this into a fucking GIF.
Somebody.
No, it's going to be good. We've got loads of new stuff to come, loads of new
So,
lots of exciting stuff to come. Oh, I forgot your name then. Like Stu said, lots of bits that we're going to lead into the show with. Lots of new content. If you're not subscribed to Vape Talk UK Facebook page, get yourself subscribed. Lots and lots of new content to follow.
Oh God, don't hype it up too much. Bloody hell.
Right. Anybody got any shout outs, announcements, acknowledgements, thank yous, any of that kind of bollocks?
Oh, I do want to say we have got the new pins and posts coming for the Pandora next week, I believe it is.
We are actually allowed to say that, Mark, now. It's squonks.
Well, actually, it's definite. They're on their way.
The Pandora is officially as much of a bottom feeder as the twat that made it.
Oh, Chris, love you, mate. Yeah, no, they should be here next week. We're expecting them to be about £7.50, but that's not just for the pin. That's a replaceable for the for the post as well. So yes, you'll be able to squonk with the best RDA that's been released this year.
Yeah, I agree with that. I've got a shout out for it's June the 10th, the Vape Collective launch party at TYV. Dale's very kindly agreed to have the party there, keeping it in Yorkshire for a Yorkshire event. So that's a launch party for Vape Collective at TYV on the 10th of June from 3 p.m. That's exactly a year in advance of Vape Collective going live in Doncaster in 2018.
Boom.
So that will be a bloody doozy.
Yeah, that sounds fun. I've got a quick one. Last week I did a little competition on the VT UK page. For some little prizes, a pack of fuzz, a multi-tool, 60 ml of juice, and a set of fused Claptons. I am going to random.org a winner for that tomorrow. So if anybody does want to enter, all I want you to do is share the VT UK YouTube page to a group that you're a member of, and encourage people to subscribe. Do me a little screenshot and dump it in the thread on the Vape Talk UK Facebook group. So if you just share the YouTube page, take a screenshot, post it in the thread on our Facebook page, and then you'll be entered into that competition. I'm going to draw it tomorrow, probably draw it sort of in the afternoon to give people a chance to enter if they want to. And like I say, a UD multi-tool, a puck of TYV fuzz, 60ml of juice, and a set of Fuse Claptons is the prize for whoever wants to do that. So a few last-minute entries if you want to get in. There's not been many, I'll be honest. Probably because I did the live feed during the day when everyone was at work, and then it probably just got bumped down the page. So here's a little reminder for everyone. If you want to win some hashtag free shit, get it done.
Keep your eye on the Vape Talk UK group this week. I'll also be doing a live feed with a giveaway as well, ready for the 100th show. I'll be announcing the winner on the show next week.
Nice one.
Nice.
What are you giving away, Damon?
I'm giving away. I'm giving away some juice in the Vape Collective group at the moment. That's all I'm giving away.
So if you get yourself subscribed to the Vape Collective group as well, get yourself some.
Yeah. By all means, come to the Vape Collective Facebook group. We're doing giveaways there, and we're all linked these groups. It's almost like a Vape Talk UK network now, isn't it?
And if any of you, there's 60 of you watching this, if any of you aren't subscribed to the Grumpy Vapor on YouTube, do that as well.
I'm getting some subs at the moment, weirdly.
Yeah, you're doing all right.
Anyway, thanks for that, Stu. Pardon?
Yours is monetized though, isn't it?
Yeah, mine is monetized. Yeah, I take my $2.50 a month. I'm not proud. I take my $2.50 a month.
You're as bad as Riyadh, you are.
Tom, any shout outs?
Yeah, if you want to see any more sexy Tom, I'll see you next week.
As fuck.
Right then, fuckers. I'll post a link to the Hangouts in the chat for anyone that wants to join us. But I think we're about ready to wrap it up, aren't we?
I think so.
Let's.
All right, Kelvin, chill out.
Well, I was trying to be subtle then, but okay. On that bombshell.
Bye, everybody.